with ExtremeTerrain.com, and in this video we are checking out the Raxium high output LED headlights with the Angel Eye DRL with the black housing and clear lens fitting all 2007 through 2018 JK Wranglers. If factory headlights just aren't enough anymore when you're driving at night and you need better visibility to help you with your confidence and safety, this high output set of headlights are ones that you're going to want to consider for your build. Along with the increase in light output from the full LED design, these also just have a much more modern look to them compared to the original lighting and do a great job of keeping it very sleek and more toned down in appearance compared to some of the other flashier options if that's something that you're specifically looking for. Now these headlights have a super sleek look to them, which is a really big feature here, and that's thanks to the large projector in the center with a smaller top projector for the high beam, the thick uniform halo bordering the main lens or light, and the black housing to bring a darker aesthetic to the light. The black housing will also match very well with any other black accents that you may currently have on your JK or you plan to add, and it's really going to make those LEDs stand out. Speaking of the LEDs, the main driving light here in the center will be those high output LEDs as well as the projector lens, and those paired together are going to be a great combo. They're going to throw the light very far. The light is going to be bright white, making it easier to see, and that beam is going to be very consistent compared to your factory halogen lights, which will make you more confident when driving at night, especially on dark back roads. Now the halo is the DRL that's going to act as your daytime running light function. It also has a turn signal function though, illuminating the halo amber when switching the turn signal on, which helps make the front end just that much more noticeable to other drivers and has that extra edge when it comes to the styling. These headlights have a pretty standard build to them, being tried and true with the construction here. A polycarbonate lens providing good rigidity against anything flinging up on the road, or if you're taking your Jeep out on the trail, you just want to protect them from branches or whatever is flinging up out there, and an aluminum housing on the back. The housing is finned for good heat management, especially with the high output construction that's very much needed. These are going to handle their efficiency well, and is covered in a black powder coat finish to avoid any corrosion over time, which is helpful. Now the housing and the lens are also going to have a tough weather seal to them to ensure no water or dust is going to get inside and potentially harm those LEDs. These also bolt in very similar to the factory headlight. They are 7 inches, so they'll use the factory retainer ring, and they're going to fill up the grill very nicely. You will have to do a little bit of wiring on the back though. They're not completely plug and play. You do have to tap in to some wiring existing on the Jeep for the turn signal and the DRL, but it does have an H4 connector on the back and also comes with an H4 to H13 connector to plug directly into your JK's wiring harness. This set is very affordable for a high output set of headlights at about $250. Comparing this set to others in the category, Jeep lighting can get very unique in styling, which will really come down to your personal preference in the overall design. However, with this set, you do get a very modern and clear-cut look to them, while also getting a high output setup as far as the LEDs are concerned, and an additional halo feature, which not every set includes, making it a great choice if simple, functional, and very affordable is what you're after. Install here, as I said, is completely bolt in. It does require a little bit of wiring. It may seem intimidating, but it's very simple, and we'll show you how to do that in just a second here. With that, this gets a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and should only take about an hour to get these working properly on your JK. Now at this point, that wraps it up for what I have to say. I'm going to pass you over to one of our installers, and they're going to show you the wiring process, how to get these bolted and functioning in your JK. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get to the install.
For this install, you will need a clip removal tool, a T15 Torx bit, or for how we did ours, a Phillips head screwdriver, some wire strippers and crimpers, the provided inline tabs, also not shown here, but the way we did ours is male spade connectors and T-tabs. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some headlights on our Wrangler, so let's get started. Alright, so to get started, we've got our hood up, and the first thing we're going to need to do is remove our front grille. Now this is held in place up top with 6 of these push clips. So our first thing to do is going to be to grab a clip removal tool and pop these off. Start over here, just work underneath those, pop them right out. 3 on this side as well. Now, if you don't have a clip tool, you can also use a flathead screwdriver if that's what you got. Now that we have our clips out, we can pull our grill forward. Now, it does have some locator tabs at the bottom. You need to give those a tug. Once we have those out, we can undo our fog lights, our marker lights rather. And you can just untwist the entire socket and let those hang for now. Just give those a turn. They'll unseat. Once we have those out, we'll set our grill aside. Now that we have our grill out, we can remove our headlight, and that's held in by 4 Phillips head screws around our outer bezel. So we've got our Phillips head screwdriver. We'll remove these. Be careful not to drop them. Once you get all 4 of those out, you want to grab your headlight. We can remove our outer bezel and set that aside. Now, once we have our headlight out, we can unplug it. So we'll release that red safety tab, push down on our release tab, and pop that out. Now, once you have this headlight out, you can do the same thing for the other side. So before we can install our new headlights, we're going to need to install our adapter wires for our DRLs. Those are going to hook up to our marker light / turn signal wires down here. What we're going to do, now your kit does come with some inline taps that you can use to tap into those wires. They're going to run through the factory wire, and the open end of your adapter harness is going to run into the closed end of this, and then you're going to close this around and clamp it down. Now, because we already have T-taps on our car from previous installs, we're going to use male spade connectors for our harness. So we'll show you how that's done, and honestly it's a little bit better that way because then you can simply unplug it if you need to take anything out. So we'll show you how that's done, we'll get these hooked up, and then we can move on with our headlights. Alright, so now we're going to add in our male spade connectors to the open end of our wires. These do come pre-stripped. So we'll get this through, get it in place, and we're going to take our crimpers, crimp this down nice and snug. Once you have that crimped, I like to give a light tug just to make sure the connection's secure. And we'll do the same thing for our white wire. Next, we're going to send our 2 wires through the back side of our headlight opening. There's a nice open space right here because we're going to need to attach to this wiring, and you don't want that coming out the front. Send this through, reach back, grab these. Then we're going to connect our wires. Now you'll notice we do not have the factory wiring on our pigtail. This has been replaced, but doing this at home, you want the yellow wire to go to your white and green wire, and the white wire is going to go to the white and gray wire. So we'll plug ours in as well. We're going to get our yellow wire over here to what would be our factory wire. Again, those just plug right into the ends of our T-taps, and we'll get our white wire in. Set that back down. Next, we're going to grab our adapter harness and get that plugged in, followed by our headlight. Next, we're going to grab our adapter harness and we're going to plug the factory side connector into the factory connector on our body side. So we'll get that in place. Make sure that snaps in. You want to lock that safety tab down. Now we'll grab our headlight. Now we've got our new headlight. We can get that plugged in. So we'll plug the other end of our adapter harness into our headlight. Make sure that's nice and secure. And we'll grab our 2 wires for our adapter harness, and we're just going to match those up yellow to yellow and white to white. And once we have those in, we can tuck our wiring back. You want to make sure nothing gets pinched or creased. You just want to have it tuck in nice and gently. And you want the smaller part of your light to be on the top. We're going to line that up with the set grooves in our headlight housing area. Once we have that on, we'll grab our bezel. You want to line up your mounting points. Hold that in place. We'll get our screws started. Now from the factory, these should be T15 Torx screws. However, ours have been changed out due to many previous installs. We have our Phillips head screws in here. Now once we have one of our screws loosely in place, kind of setting our position, we'll grab a long Phillips head screwdriver. I like to hold the screw on the end with a finger and kind of guide that in place. We'll get this one in. You can also do the same if you're using a T15 Torx bit on a driver or a Torx driver itself. Once we get 2 in, that'll hold that in place nicely. We can install our other 2 screws. Now once you have this side in, you can do the same thing for your other headlight. And once you have both headlights in, it's time to reinstall our grille. So we'll set this in place at the top of our bumper. We need to reinstall our turn signal and marker lights. We'll get those back in position, get those seated, and we'll give those a quarter turn to lock those in place. Once we have those in, you want to start by lining up your lower locator clips and pins. And once you have everything lined up, as well as the top, we can give the bottom a push. Get those clips back in position. Then we'll come back up top and reinstall our push pins. All right, so now we'll reinstall all of our push clips. Those just pop back into place. Push that centerpiece down. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Raxium high output LED headlights with Angel Eye DRLs and black housings and clear lenses for your 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JK. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.